Very good. How are you?
I'm doing good, Joanna. So, Johanna, your album.
Hold on 1 second. Nick is also here with me.
Oh,
Hello, how are you?
hey Nick, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good to hear from you guys. So, guys, Lucifer 4, your fourth album, is scheduled to be out on October 29th. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this album?
Well, the songwriting has been fairly the same as the two ones before. The thing that has been a little different is that Johanna wrote two songs with Linus, our guitar player, and that's the first. And also we have an interlude called The Funeral Pyre, which Martin, the other guitar player, wrote. I think that's the other than that, it's pretty similar. Also, Johanna wrote a song by herself called Mausoleum. So that, I would say, is the main differences. I don't know how much that is audible, but for us, that's the difference.
Sounds good, Nick. And you guys put up a video for this song, Bring Me His Head, an amazing video and great cinematography that is put behind this video. So can you tell me a bit about the production behind this particular video?
Thank you. Yes, this is definitely kind of, taking our heads and taking a big bow towards the movie Carrie, which I always loved. We got to work together with Amir Shamden, who's like a really good Swedish director, and we had a really great photographer, Krille Forsberg, who he actually did. I thought that was amazing. He did the last David Bowie video, where David Bowie is literally on his deathbed, and so they, we got really lucky to be able to work with them because. At our level, we don't get a huge budget to do videos. The budget is actually pretty small, and we actually have another video that we also filmed actually on the same day. It's going to come out this week, and so it was also directed and filmed by the same guy, and it was actually quite an honor to be able to work with them because like I said, because they kind of how would you say that? Because they are also, they've worked with the helicopters before. I don't think we would have gotten them with all little budget usually to make a video for us. So because it turned out really great, and I'm very proud of it. I think they did a great job. They used this old kind of 70s tube camera. It's like an old video camera, and you can see that, that is a different thing. You can't really reproduce that with a digital camera nowadays, I mean, I know there's like tons of filters, one can use, and you can edit a lot later on digitally, but it's just not the same thing as actually using an old camera.
Sounds good, Joanna. And another talking about the other track, Wild Horses. It's an amazing song that you guys made, bringing back the old roots of doom metal back into the band. It's totally amazing to listen to, and the darkness and the depth inside the song is totally amazing. So, how do you feel about the outcome of this particular song?
I think we're happy with it. I mean, obviously, the one riff is it's a little bit more than a tip of the hat. It's almost a ripoff of a certain Black Sabbath song, but it's I don't care. It's a homage.
But you could see all of Lucifer as a homage to the bands that we love. I mean, obviously you would probably recognize quite a few different things from songs from bands from back then. So it's never I don't see it as a ripoff. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel.
We're just trying to be good.
Yeah, no, but I love that song. It's actually one of my personal favorites in the Lucifer catalog now. And I actually also think it's really, for me, interesting that we have this major part and there's that middle eight part that's like a major, how that turns into the how it gets sinister and gloomy towards the end, and then returns to the doom riff. I love that song. I think I'm pretty proud of it.
Awesome.
Also one I like to play with the band.
Awesome, Johanna. And the album is looks like it focused totally on death and the funeral, and things revolves around these certain concepts. Is it the same concept that you put behind, or is it the reason behind the COVID situation with a lot of deaths around this? So what was the reason behind this concept in this particular album?
But that's been the same since Lucifer 1.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, I think it's just because I think about death a lot, always, ever since. So that is a theme that's always returning, into Lucifer. So that's not really, I would not even say we are a concept band. It's just you kind of automatically steer towards themes that grip you. I mean, that grip me personally, and so do you think it sounds darker now than on previous albums?
I feel so. From the previous album, it sounds much darker than the earlier albums.
Well, maybe it does.
Maybe it does. It seems like the few people that have listened to the album, which is mostly journalists, they do all kind of say that. So maybe it's true. The older, the darker.
Yeah. Awesome. And how is the touring plans coming up for you? Do you have any plans this year or early next year?
Well, it actually seems our tour that's been postponed twice already will happen in November. So that's Europe for 2 weeks. And then we continue next year in Europe for the next leg of that tour.
That's in February.
February, yeah.
So right now we only have European tours, tour dates lined up. We couldn't book anything yet for the US because, they just recently announced that the travel ban is being lifted. So, and also, it's with visas. Actually, yesterday I finally heard, after, 1.5 years waiting from the US Immigration Service, that my visa is granted, for example, for the US.
Yeah.
But we're still waiting for the visas for the other guys. So once we have that, and now that the travel ban is being lifted, I think it was this November, right? Then we can actually start making plans. And I'm hoping that we will come back to North America, hopefully US and Canada next year sometime.
Sounds good. And guys, 4 albums since 2015's Lucifer 1. So how do you feel about all these 4 albums, and how do you feel the road has been for you guys so far?
Well, good, except the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic sucked for everybody, and especially, I mean, there's no home office for a band. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like either you tour or you don't. So we couldn't tour, and that sucks, and we really can't wait for these things to happen again. So that was the only pitfall. I would say that Lucifer, I mean, it's been quite a few albums within a relatively short amount of time, especially between 2, 3, and 4 came out kind of in a frequent sequence, and I hope to continue like this. I think that the band has now found its place within, Lucifer has their own sound, I think, and we have a great band, and we are all friends. We have a good chemistry among each other, and I think, we have our place in the music world somehow now, and I think that's a good foundation, and I hope we get to continue to be some sort of reliable source of rock and roll.
Awesome, Johanna. And guys, would you like to share some of the great moments that you had since the last couple of years?
Well, we had quite a few. I think when we did the Kiss cruise,
I was just going to say that too.
that was memorable because it was quite different to what we usually do. I mean, I've never been on a ship that big before in my life, and to hang out there and go to Key West and the Bahamas, which probably would never happen if we didn't go there. That was strange and really fun.
That was cool. Then Psycho Las Vegas we played twice. That was also really cool and kind of obscure.
Yeah, because we played in front of a pool, basically.
Yeah, the pool stage. That was cool, and it was very hot. It was 43 degrees Celsius outside. I don't know where you're from, if you have Celsius, or if are you in the States or in Canada, by the way?
Oh, I'm from India. Although the magazine is from Canada, I live in India.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
So wait, do you use Fahrenheit or Celsius?
They use Celsius here.
Okay,
so
so
you
then
know.
you know 43 Celsius is
Yeah.
very hot. Yeah. And then I think it's just been memorable to be able to tour like internationally. We played in Japan, that was
Yeah.
awesome. And also what made me really proud is we didn't win, but we got nominated for some music prizes. And one was last year, the Swedish Grammy.
Mhm.
And I mean, just to be nominated, that was really great for me because, you know, I mean, I come kind of from the underground scene, and that's really great that that happens now that I live in Sweden, because yeah, it almost feels like I won't go into it, but you know, I'm from Germany, so I think, you know, now I live in Sweden, and Lucifer seems to be a little bit more popular in Sweden than in Germany. But then again, Sweden is also smaller, so
Yeah.
but it's great to get, you know, that kind of acknowledgement from the music industry. So I'm proud of Lucifer.
Awesome, it's amazing. And since the start, Lucifer has been traveling far and wide around the world, a lot of fans, and you're getting a good amount of fans from around the corners of the world. So how do you feel about the success of the band?
Good, but it could always be better, and that's what we're working on.
Well, you know, I mean, the thing is, I mean, first of all, you make music as an artist because you love making music, right? But of course, it's great if you can, you know, try to live off the music and you don't have to be distracted by a regular job. So of course, when you get a little bit more successful, it's a good thing because it means you don't have to work at the supermarket, and you have more time to write music, which is more fun and, you know, makes you a better musician. So it feels like Lucifer, what I like about the journey of Lucifer is that it's not a hype band. It's not like we, you know, I don't know, during the first or the second album, there was a hype and then it went down again. It's more like, it's like a steady growing thing. And that means, you know, because a hype can be very short lived, you know, but if you want to keep doing what you're doing, like we want, then it's a good thing that Lucifer is slowly but steadily growing bigger and bigger. And I mean, I always see, because I'm doing like, you know, there's like Spotify for artists and so on. You always see kind of the statistics, and you can see that on the curve, you know, it's slightly going up. So that's good, as long as it doesn't go down. Yeah.
Sounds good, sounds good. And what would be the dream for you guys?
I don't know. What would be a dream for the band?
I have several dreams.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, me too. I can't think of anything specific. I would like to record an album with Lucifer in one of these great big classic studios, for example.
Yeah, that I would love to.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, because we've been kind of, you know, very DIY, and that's a good thing, because I guess we are very particular with our taste, and we have the luxury of having several music nerds in the band that know how to do it. But of course, it would be great to go to a big studio that does it for us. But I mean, that's a matter of budget, you know. And then, of course, there's like certain people, directors you would want to work with for videos, for example. It would be great to not only be nominated for a Grammy, but to get one, you know. Or there's certain bands that I like, that I would like to be on tour with, of course, you know. I guess
if I had to pick one thing, now I just thought about one thing. It would be great if Jeff Lynne could produce a Lucifer album, I think that would sound really interesting.
Amazing. And what would be the craziest things that ever has happened to you guys?
I think a few of them was also the memorable ones we talked about. I think the Kiss cruise was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy to play in 43 degrees too.
Yeah, but
maybe it's
for
more
example,
crazy.
Martin, our guitar player, he ended up playing ping pong with Ace Frehley.
That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I once signed boobs. I thought that was crazy. Some girl wanted an autograph on her chest. No, but I mean, I guess that depends what you think is crazy. I'm trying to think.
And then also one become a little jaded after a while. So maybe
you would think our whole life is super crazy if you would.
or maybe not.
Or maybe not, who knows? Hello, are you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. So if you would be asked to join a satanic band in the future to collaborate and make some new music, would you guys be interested to do that?
A satanic band?
Yeah, like Behemoth and all those Mayhem and all those kind of bands. If they are interested to collaborate with you guys, will you be doing it?
We actually
we're more satanic than them.
Yeah, totally. And also we already collaborated last year with Nergal.
From Behemoth.
Yeah. We did the collaboration with him. I think the only Satanist I would like to collaborate with would be King Diamond or Glenn Danzig.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's totally cool. And what would be some of the next plans that you guys have in mind?
Actually, probably once this album is out, we would start working on the next album, and just book as many shows as possible, especially places where we haven't been to. Yeah, we haven't played South America yet. I would like to go back to Japan. But I mean, how is it for you in India? I mean, how many bands come actually to India to play?
Well, before the pandemic, there were so many bands. We had from Iron Maiden to Metallica to Cradle of Filth. So there were a lot of bands coming. So after pandemic, everything stopped. Now no bands are coming. So I think once things get back to normal, bands will start coming.
But what are the main cities in India that bands play?
We have the big happening cities are Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai, and if you go to the northeastern side, there is Shillong. So these are the major parts where metal really happens.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that would be so interesting and cool because I've never even been there, and I've been kind of all over the world, but never been to India.
Me neither.
I would really like to.
It would be really awesome. You guys have to come. That we are really.
Yeah.
But do you think there would be people that would actually come see us?
Absolutely. There are so many bands come, like so many bands.
Really?
Yes.
In India?
Yes.
Wow.
Even Wacken Festival, we have a show. We have a tournament here where they pick up bands and they come and play in Wacken as well. So that's something that usually happens every year.
Wow. Maybe if you see the promoter next time, maybe you can say, "Hey, write to Lucifer. They want to come."
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. And guys, finally, what would be the message for the fans around the world?
Well, we have a video coming out this week, another one for our next single, which is called Crucifix. So check it out. And if you want to know anything else about Lucifer, go to the website lucifer.church. And I really hope that you enjoy our album.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Johanna and Nick, thank you so much for your time today and to have this interview with me. It's really a pleasure for me to have you guys. And thanks again for the amazing music that you guys been putting up. Thank you so much for that. And you guys have a great evening out there.
Well, thank you. It was really nice talking to you.
It was super nice talking to you. Really nice conversation. Really pleasure for us too.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Stay well and safe. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you.